Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Shop My Stash everyday makeup drawer. So this is what my everyday makeup drawer looked like in the month of January. Things are looking very different from what they did previously, and I will get into that. Before we hop into this drawer, I did want to draw your attention up here onto my vanity because things have switched up here as well. So in this bin here, I now am keeping all of my Project Pan eyeshadows in here. Now that all of my Project Pan intros have been up, I can show this to you and it won't be spoiling anything. So right now I have 7 palettes in here and a Super Shock shadow. 2 more palettes are supposed to be in here, but I'll get into that in a second. So that is the first change. I keep this up here so I can see it when I sit down to get ready, and I'm pulling my eyeshadows from there. Over here I have the 2 setting sprays I'm working on, my MAC Fix Plus, and then this is an e.l.f. bottle, but it actually has a Project Beauty spray in here. All my lip liners are up here. I think I've showed you guys that before. I have the lip balm I'm using right now, which is from EOS. Whoops. The Miss Dior perfume that's in my Project Pan, and the lip liner that's in my Project Pan I keep right here. So this is the one I'm reaching for, and the pen is here to keep tallies on my project. And as you can see, I used every single lip product that I had pulled last month. I fill this up with lip products each month, and as I use them, I put them into the drawer. So I'm really happy about that this month. Jumping into the drawer itself, like I said, things have changed in here quite a bit. So over here, I have just 2 little makeup bags. These have like bobby pins. This one has a mirror and blotting sheets, things like that. And my mixing palette, which is just a candle lid. I still need to clean that, but I haven't been using it at all. And I have an empty little Z palette here in case I want to pop some singles into travel or something like that. I'll get into product reviews in a second, but here are my cheek products and my powder. My face palettes I was using. Here are all of the lip products, that I used in January. This is very, very full. Face products, brow products, and eyeliners, and there's also eyeliners in here, bases, and mascara. So what has changed is this box here has been added, and this has all of the lipsticks that I have that are brand new that I've never tried before. So my attention goes here. If it's a day that I feel like I want to test a lip product, I usually don't if I have places to go because you never know if it's going to be good or not. And then I also put my everyday essentials in here as well. Lash glue, sharpener, white mixer, and a glitter primer is in there too, just because I needed more room, put more things in there. And then over here, these are all of my newer palettes that I have not tested out thoroughly before. I like to test out every shade in each palette, make sure I really like it, make sure I want to keep it in my collection. And some of these I have had for a very long time. I think I've had this since the summer. This I bought in September, the ColourPop Zodiac palette. We have the last few palettes from BoxyCharm in here, as well as all the new palettes that I bought. And then this was, they're all gonna fall. This palette was in the January BoxyCharm. So I have them all here to test out. There is a shade in my Coastal Scents palette that's in my Project Pan, as well as this NYX Ultimate Brights palette in my Project Pan, but I haven't moved them up to that basket until I'm sure that I want to keep the palette as a whole. I know they're in my Project Pan, so I'll just reach into this drawer and pull it when I feel like using it, but for now they're in here, and I've moved them here to try and move through testing products a little bit faster, but we'll get into that when we jump into my makeup collection. Ooh, my battery is dying. Okay, I'm going to give quick reviews on some of the products in here. BH Cosmetics 10 Color Nude Blush Palette. This made it to my Best of Beauty 2018. Absolutely loved it and got a ton of use out of it this month. because the only other blush I had in here was the Wet n Wild Mellow Wine blush. This is super pigmented but easily blendable, and it's a beautiful peachy shade. More of a color, well, that makes no sense. More of a summery color for me, but I did use it a bunch this month. Finally got some use out of my Kevyn Aucoin sculpting powder in light. I'm just not that into contouring right now, but it's a step that I go back and forth on, so I'm not ready to declutter this or anything. Bare Minerals powder is in my project pan, so that stays. The two highlights I had in here, whoa, Wet n Wild Precious Petals. I really love this highlighter a lot. And then this Cougar Beauty Diamond Kiss. This is very yellow for my skin tone, but it is nice. I'll keep it for now. And I also had NARS Laguna. All of these products I'm ready to put back, except for the powder, of course. I also had in this IBY contour kit in here. I'm actually not going to pull a contour kit at all this month because I really need to hit pan on those powders, and I was just reaching for these three powders up here instead, and I can't do that if I want to be successful in my projects this year. I used a lot of lip products this month. I tested out the ColourPop Luxe lipstick in Come On Sis. This was a collaboration with Makeup Shayla. I really liked it. I don't know if it's my favorite formula yet. I'll have to try it a few more times, but for now I'm ready to put it back. I'm ready to put all of these ones back. I used this Lime Crime Velveteen in Wicked. This is a lot drier than I remember. It's a super deep oxblood red shade. I don't hate it. I just don't remember not loving it. I don't know if that makes any sense. I also tested out the Wet n Wild lipstick in Bare It All. I really love this lipstick. I bought it forever ago, never used it, which again is why I moved them into this drawer. And I think I want to pick up more shades at some point. I really like this, and it's super cheap. So all of these are going to go back into my collection. Okay, for primers, I had my Too Faced Hangover RX primer ready to put that back. The other two primers are in my project, so Cover FX Blurring Primer and the Makeup Forever Mattifying Primer. So these both need to stay. I actually used up the other concealer I had in here, so I only had one. So I got an extra amount of use out of this month, so I'm ready to put that back. And then these two foundations, I really don't love this foundation. It's very pink on me. I have the shade Porcelain, but their shade range sucks. So everything else is too dark for me. Oh, and excuse my band-aid, my mailbox bit me this morning. It was frozen shut. Anyways, and it split my finger open. And I actually really like this foundation. I've been mixing it with my white mixer down here because it's too dark. I have 103 True Ivory, but Rimmel is not cruelty free, so that sucks. It's a really cool moussey texture. This Mally pencil is an icy blue shade. I thought it would be really beautiful to play with in the winter months, and it just doesn't show up that well on my waterline. I have to push really hard, and I can only use it if I use it like under my lash line, which I would rather just use a light blue shadow. So I'm actually going to declutter this product. I'm ready to put this back. I completely finished this half of the e.l.f. Clear Brow Gel, and I'm not quite ready to open up a new side since I have other things open, so I'm going to put that back into my collection. I think I'm going to keep in the Brow Gal tinted, what is it called? The Insta-Tint Tinted Brow Gel with Microfibers. This has a horribly long name. I'm going to use this every day instead of the e.l.f. one. This Pixie double-ended liner is my only nude liner I have in my collection, so that stays, and I got a ton of use out of both of these brow products. This Cella one, again, was in my Best of Beauty 2018. Really loved that, but I used both of these a ton. Sorry if I'm flying through this so fast. I used the Too Faced Shadow Insurance every single day, ready to put that back. I actually really like it. I pulled this back out of my collection to do cut creases with it. It's the old Morphe concealer. This is so drying. It's a terrible actual concealer, but it works really great to cut the crease. So I'm going to keep that in here. I'm going to keep this in for one more time. I just don't love this, and I want to try and use it for a few more times, but if I can't get it to work, I'm going to declutter it. But for now, it stays. And my Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir mascara stays. It's the only mascara I have open right now. Okay, really quickly, I wanted to show you guys the things that I changed in my makeup collection. I plan on possibly doing a full makeup collection video this coming month. I'm not sure, but it's on the schedule, so we'll see. You're at the second drawer up in my Alex 9, and I have my cream shadows here that are in potted form, so mostly ColourPop Super Shock and one Maybelline Color Tattoo. Here I have all of my pigments, glitters, and single eyeshadows that also fit in an ice cube tray. On the left side here, I have palettes that have singles in them, so these are the 6 MAC singles that I own. On the right side, I have all of my colorful eyeshadow palettes over here. Now up here, one drawer up, I have all of my more neutral eyeshadow palettes here. Okay, we're finally up in a drawer that we're going to be picking product from. This is looking very full and also rearranged since the last time you guys saw it. On the far right here, we have setting sprays. I have 2 that I'm not currently using, but I'm trying to use up to that I showed you at the beginning of this video. In terms of concealer, I want to try and finish up my Urban Decay Naked Skin. When this is sitting up, it have like, I don't know, this much left in it. So I'm going to pull this out this month. If I can finish a concealer every month for the first 2 months of the year, that would be amazing. This one's light medium coverage, so something a little heavier I want to get some use out of is the Maybelline Master Conceal. This is not cruelty free. For foundation, I really want to use this new to me Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in the shade 110. I do have the shade 120 back here, but that's my summer color, so I want to get some use out of this. A lot of these are too dark. Actually, I want to pull in my L'Oreal True Match Lumi. I know I had this in not that long ago, but my skin has been looking so dry. I can mix this in with a white mixer if I need to, because it does look a little dark to me, although it's in the shade N12, so I don't know. I might have to play with it, but I want to pull this one back out. I'm going to skip powder because I really, really need to work on my Project Pan powder. Same with primers. Oh, you can't even see my primers. My primers are back here, organized in 2 sections. Again, I'll just go into more detail in my makeup collection video if I end up doing that, but I have 2 primers currently in my project, so I'm not going to pull those. Here we are in face palettes. Towards the back, whoops, whoa, almost dropped my camera. Towards the back we have contour palettes, and then liquid and cream, bronzer, blush, highlight, those types of things. I don't really feel like playing with those right now, but I like to pull in 1 face palette per month. So I would like to try this e.l.f. bronzer palette. I've never used it before. I bought it in like the summertime. So this is why I no longer have a new in products drawer. Here's what that looks like. I have no idea if I'm going to like this or not, so I'm going to pull in another bronzer as well just in case, but I want to use this as much as possible to get a solid review on it. So I had a new in makeup drawer, and I would pull products from it every month, but it was just getting too overwhelming that I took everything out of there, put them in their places, but like at the front for me to reach for first, with the exception of lip products and eyeshadow palettes. Blush, up next I have this from Pretty Vulgar in the shade Prim Vixen. This is very vibrant. This would be beautiful on a deeper skin tone. I honestly don't know why I kept this originally, but since I did use it a few times, I want to continue to use it with a light hand and maybe use it as a more editorial look. I know I'm not going to reach for this as an eyeshadow because I have other matte bright pink eyeshadows in my collection. Why would I take out this huge thing? So if I don't love it and get a lot of use out of it this month, I'll probably sell it in my Depop shop. I wish we had Poshmark in Canada, but we don't. And then I'm going to pull in the Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso. It is a pale peachy shade with golden shimmer. That's more of a spring summer blush for me, but whatever. And then also the Revlon Naughty Nude blush is just a nude blush with a slight luminosity to it. It will look really nice on my drier skin right now, I think. For bronzer, I'm just gonna get rid of this. I'm never going to pull out this single use NARS Laguna bronzer. I really like NARS Laguna. I just had it in my drawer in a deluxe size sample. NARS is not cruelty free, and when am I gonna use this? So I'm gonna actually declutter that. Considering I have that palette, I actually really want to play with my NYC Sun-In bronze in Montauk bronze. I have seen a lot of people say NYC is like disappearing. I just saw it in Walmart the other week, at my Walmart anyways. It was a very small display. It was very picked over, but I'm just saying that I saw the brand. I don't know if they are like liquidating all their products and that Walmart just happened to have some that were left, but I want to get some more use out of this. I have this new e.l.f. Shimmer Highlighter Powder in Rose Glow. I've never used this. This was in my new in makeup drawer, sitting untouched since the summertime. So I'm going to pull that in. I guess I'll pull in this e.l.f. one as well. This is the Baked Highlighter in Moonlight Pearls, also new. And then these are too dark for me right now. And I'll also pull in my Laura Mercier Matte Radiance just to fall back on if I don't like those other two I'm testing. But this will be my lowest priority, but I know this is light enough for my skin tone right now. Okay, lip treatments. I'm just going to keep using my EOS for right now, and lip scrubs, I just reach in here when I feel like using one. I actually do want to pull from here this month. I want to pull in this Revlon Kissable Balm Stain in Honey. This is a really nice nude shade. Revlon is not cruelty free, but this is a nice like nude hydrating type of formula, so I'm going to pull that in. Okay, now over here in my lipsticks, I rotate these. So I'm going to pull in 3, so the 3 that are over here. First up, I have the Urban Decay Comfort Matte in 1993. This is a brown nude shade. Hello? Oh, there we go. I have MAC Cosmetics Faux, which is another nude shade. MAC is not cruelty free. And lastly, Maybelline in Truffle Tease. We're gonna have a very nude lip month with my Bullet lipsticks. Again, Maybelline is not cruelty free. This is a very like yellowy beige nude, surprisingly flattering. Okay, second lip drawer. I'm gonna pull in 3 lip glosses, I think. So next up we have the LA Girl Glazed Lip Paint in the shade Daring. This is a bright purpley shade. Buxom Lip Gloss in White Russian. This is my mini. I also have the full size. I don't know why, but I might as well get use out of both. I feel like I haven't used this in a while actually. Things got mixed up when I did my inventory, so they're not properly rotated anymore. This is the e.l.f. Alyssa Ashley gloss in Nude Rose. We're having a very e.l.f. month, but this is a bit of a deeper tone. I thought it might be nice in the winter. This looks beautifully nude on her, but she has a much deeper skin tone than I do. So for me, it's a little dark. I want to pull in this Ofra liquid lip in maybe Napa Valley. It's a deep metallic purple shade. I've been weirdly thinking about this a lot lately, and I think it's time to pull it out and give it a try again. This is one of those products that you're obviously not going to wear every day, but it's fun to play with every once in a while. Again, these got really mixed up. It is February, so let's pull in this bright berry shade from e.l.f. This is called Berry Sorbet. This formula is not my favorite, but I'll give it another go. And I want to pull in ColourPop Ultra Satin in November. This is a very pink shade, which is why it's in my more colorful products. Now I'm going to pull two nudes that are back here from the front. So first up, I have Huda Beauty Trendsetter. Again, these are not rotated properly, and this is a very like orange terracotta, so I'm actually, you know what, we're gonna skip that. Do I have pinky nudes? Let's pull in the L'Oreal Infallible Paints in Spicy Blush. Again, not cruelty free, but I need to work through some of these products. Let's see, is there another pinky nude right up here towards the front? Okay, I'm pulling another ColourPop Ultra Satin that's in collaboration with Kathleen Lights. This is in Alyssa. Alyssa and November were in a trio together. They're both pinky nudes, but November here is much more pink, so I think that's going to give me a good variety. We have brownie toned nudes, yellowy toned nudes, pinky nudes, you know, we got the whole shebang, plus some like dark metallic purples, so I'm pretty pleased with that. Okay, first off, I'm going to pull in my Physicians Formula Eye Booster. I'm going to try and make that Butter London pizza wheel liner situation work, but this is going to be my fallback guy. I don't need any new mascaras. I do need an eyeliner. Let's pull in this Vintage by Jessica Libeskind black liner. I didn't have one last month and I missed it. I also want to pull in a colored liner. This is Mr. Bing by ColourPop, a super warm brown, also in collaboration with Kathleen Lights. Brow products. I want to pull in my e.l.f. eyebrow kit in medium. I've seen a ton of panners hitting pan on this on both Instagram and YouTube lately, so I want to see how much progress I can make on this in a month. For eyeshadow base, I have to reach way back here. I'm going to use my Milani eyeshadow primer this month. Now I'm going to put all this away and show you how it looks. Okay, so again, starting out up top, I put all of my lippies in. We have glosses in the back, plus one liquid lipstick, liquid lipsticks, bullet lipsticks, and then I actually went back and decided to pull out Ofra Santa Ana because that's also a vibrant pink shade. If I don't use all of them, it's not that big of a deal, but since I'm going to be most likely playing with some more pinky toned romantic style Valentine's Day looks, I figured this is the time of year, if not the summer, that I'm going to get a lot of use out of those, so I pulled that one as well. Dropping down into our drawer again just to see how everything looks, we have all of our cheek products here, plus the bronzer palette and my face powder. This is the container I put all the lippies in once I've used them. Another product I went back and pulled is this Makeup Forever Step 1 Nourishing Primer. Just because my skin is so dry and Makeup Forever is not cruelty free, this is also really small, so I might even be able to move that out by the end of the month. We'll see. Brow products, other eye products, and again all the palettes I need to test and all of the lippies I need to test. But that is it for today's video and my everyday makeup drawer. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give me a thumbs up so that I know. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!